entrepreneurs. So in terms of the overall ecosystem, when we started 6 years ago, we thought we had to create everything. We were very proud when our friends from Silicon Valley said, "You're Silicon Valley in a bottle," because you did everything for them, and then when they graduate, they're out in the wild. But while you're there in Innovation Works, you are doing everything to help them. We're so proud of that. But today, that really, that simple support really isn't needed that much anymore. Back then, we were lucky to find an entrepreneur from one of these companies. But now, they are everywhere, and they're serial entrepreneurs. If you were a product manager from Tencent 5 years ago, you'd be a very rare, chased after entrepreneur by anybody. Today, that's still fine. If you want to start a company, you can still probably get funded, but you're not the most sought after anymore. Serial entrepreneurs, people who left Tencent 5 years ago, started the first company, failed, second company sold, third company. This is the kind of entrepreneur that people really want to work with. So now there's government support, incubators, media, roadshows, all kinds of things available in China with crowdfunding, local currency funding, all kinds of things that's really created a phenomenal early stage ecosystem in China, and that's been a big change. The other big change is now there are at least 10,000 angel investors who are high quality in China, and they're probably much larger number if you count, if you're more liberal. But just in our area, how do we come up with this number? Well, you count how many people became multimillionaires from Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu, and other companies. And there's at least 5,000 of them. And many of them have left. And when you leave a great company like that, what are you going to do? Either you start a company, or you retire, or you become an angel. The third is actually perhaps the most interesting option to a lot of people. So as a result, the Chinese early stage rounds are getting quite expensive. So the angel rounds, A rounds have gone up more than about twice in the last 5 years. And there's high service expectations. So when people take your money, it's not really about taking your money. A lot of people not in mainland China, perhaps in Hong Kong or other places, still feel like, well, I don't need money, so I don't need to go approach an angel or a VC. But actually, great entrepreneurs rarely need money. They usually can have ways to find their own money, borrow the money, they have the self-confidence. But really, you get money not because you need it, but because you want people who can add value, who can introduce you to other people, who can help you build your product, who can give you market advice, and so on. And that's becoming higher and higher. Startups are getting funded faster. Great startups are often funded before people know that these people are starting a company. Many people, by the time they leave their last company, Baidu or Alibaba, they already have multiple VC term sheets in their hands. So it's harder and harder to be an angel, actually. And there are many such angels. So if you're an entrepreneur in China, this is another very fortunate fact you can take advantage of. The stock market correction has actually been very good for high tech because valuation was getting crazy. And then the correction actually put a little more sanity around it. How crazy was the market? As an example, Baofeng Keji as a company that could be, how many of you use Baofeng Yinyin? Let's see your hands. Maybe 5%? How many of you use Xunlei? Maybe 10%? And probably some of you don't want to raise your hand, I understand. So Xunlei has 3 times the market base based on this quick poll, right? But it has maybe 1/10 the market capitalization because Baofeng has the wisdom or the good fortune to have gone public in China. And that kind of high valuation is causing major ripple effects in the entire marketplace. More U.S. companies are coming back to China. More Chinese companies want local currency. More people see lucrative opportunities and want to grow. It also speaks to a scarcity of good high-tech companies in the renminbi local market. So a lot of entrepreneurs are seeing this and are being harder driven to success than ever before. So even with the correction, one could argue the local market still offers a very healthy premium. So all those things will stimulate and help more growth of more early stage companies. So what's InnovationWorks doing about it? Well, our methodology is actually quite simple. When we started, we tried to provide immersive services to help entrepreneurs. But while we no longer do that, we are still following a very similar aspiration to basically to be the most knowledgeable about the market, to provide the most help to early stage entrepreneurs. That's basically what we do. So we currently we manage about $1 billion, and we're very well known in the market. Our approach is the following.